Right, we're going to get you straight to Wembley. Breaking England news. You can see a little bit of it there on your screen, but to tell us more, over to you, Rob Dorset.
Hayley, some huge headlines from Thomas Tuchel's second England squad announcement. None bigger than the return of Ivan Toney, who's, of course, plying his trade in the Saudi Pro League right now at Ahli, where he's doing really well. 22 goals in 28 starts for them this season, but a huge surprise, you have to say, that he gets the nod. Alongside Ollie Watkins in those striker departments, as he comes back into the side, having missed the previous camp through injury, but no Dominic Solanke, who has been dropped. The recently crowned Europa League champion, of course, Dominic Solanke, but he's been dropped in favour of Ivan Toney returning. So in the last squad that Tuchel named, he only had two strikers with Solanke and Harry Kane. Now he's got three in Kane, Toney and Watkins. That's a huge surprise. It'll be the first time that Ivan Toney's been involved in an England squad since Euro 2024, and remember that no-look penalty in the quarter-final shootout against Switzerland. A lot of people felt that maybe his move to Saudi Arabia would be the death knell of his England career. Not a bit of it. Thomas Tuchel has surprisingly recalled him to this England squad. So much talk before this squad about Ben White possibly returning, the Arsenal defender. He said he would make himself available again for England, but he's not in this squad. Thomas Tuchel hasn't selected him, but he has selected Trent Alexander-Arnold, despite his impending move to Real Madrid. And, of course, the fact that he's missed the last couple of games for Liverpool with an injury concern. So we have to ask Thomas Tuchel about that. In the centre-back position, again, more surprises. Trevor Chalobah, the Chelsea defender, comes in to this England squad. There's no Harry Maguire or no Luke Shaw. Those two Manchester United players who were both injured in Thomas Tuchel's first camp. A lot of people thought they might be back in this one. No Maguire, no Luke Shaw, but Dan Burn does keep his place in that England defence ahead of Harry Maguire. We fully expected Phil Foden not to be in this squad. He isn't. He'd asked Thomas Tuchel to be excused from this one because of everything that he's got in terms of form and struggling on and off the pitch right now. Bukayo Saka returns to the squad after injury, so he'll get his first taste of working under Thomas Tuchel. But again, some surprises in the middle of midfield. Jordan Henderson keeps his place. One of the most controversial decisions, if not the most controversial selection, when Tuchel selected his first England squad. The Ajax player, hugely experienced, but a controversial inclusion, keeps his place. But there's no Adam Wharton, the Crystal Palace midfielder, who's been in great form, and Thomas Tuchel watched here at Wembley win the FA Cup with a tremendous performance a couple of weeks ago. Huge surprise, you have to say, that Adam Wharton isn't in, but Jordan Henderson is. And Conor Gallagher returns as well after injury to go into that England midfield. So let's try and digest all of that, shall we? It's a 26-man squad that he's selected. He can only name a squad for each match day of 23 players. So he's got a few extras in there, presumably to cover for injuries and other players that he wants to have a look at, Tuchel. But there is not, and this is one heck of a headline, there is not a single Manchester United, Manchester City or Tottenham player in that 26-man squad. I can't remember the last time that happened. And also, we talked a lot this morning about the Club World Cup, which will begin 4 days after England's friendly against Senegal in Nottingham. 8 players in that squad that I've just read out to you there are involved in the Club World Cup, plus possibly Trent Alexander-Arnold if his move to Real Madrid goes through in time. Whew. Let's take a breath, Hayley, and I'll run through that entire squad for you. 3 goalkeepers: Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford and James Trafford. That means Aaron Ramsdale, having been relegated, misses out on this squad. In the defence, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dan Burn, Trevor Chalobah, Levi Colwill, Reece James, Ezri Konsa, Miles Lewis-Skelly, who was outstanding at left-back in that first camp, and Kyle Walker, the AC Milan on-loan defender. In the midfield, Jude Bellingham, Bere Eze, Conor Gallagher, Morgan Gibbs-White, who gets his first proper call-up, I think you have to say, because he was called as a late replacement, having missed out on the initial squad last time round. Jordan Henderson, Curtis Jones, Cole Palmer, Declan Rice and Morgan Rogers keeping his place, the Aston Villa man in the middle of the midfield. And then up front, Anthony Gordon, Noni Madueke, Bukayo Saka and those 3 strikers, Harry Kane, Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney. It's going to be fascinating when we hear from the England manager at 11 o'clock to try and explain a lot of these decisions, because there's some real surprises in there, you have to say.